to get yeah, okay. So hi everybody, I'm going to share my screen to start with. And so we're going to start the session by setting our intention for today. So as we get to know each other, I will send you in breakout rooms to work in pairs, or we'll see the numbers, see how it goes. So we will ask each other how we define authenticity. And it's a way as well to get to know each other. And then basically I'll present you what the group coaching space is, what's the community like, what is the offering, and then it's time for some Q&A. But at any stage, you know, it's a very free-flowy thing, so we can stop and ask questions, you know. But if there's some question you think, yes, I want, just write them down. So I don't know if you've got pen and paper to start writing things down. So setting your attention. So this is something you do for yourself. You don't need to share in a chat or anything. It's like, what is the key thing I'd like to take away from this session? So during this hour together, what do I need to learn and what do I need to know? And how do I need to show up? So 3 questions for you. So you don't have to share the group, is setting your intention for today's session. I keep saying session is like introduction, presentation, but yes, spend a minute just writing your thoughts down. And just let me know when you're ready. I've got something in the chat. You're ready. Okay, thank you, Francesco. Okay, Jane, you ready? Okay. Don't know how you see everybody at the same time. Claire, Anne, and Amandine, are you ready? Yep. Okay. So let's carry on. So thank you for writing your thoughts. I think most of you or all of you know about me, so I will do it for the people who are going to be on the recording. So basically, I do one-to-one coaching. I'm a coach. I've been a coach for 5 years, and before that I was a progress coach. But group facilitation is really something I really like, because I like to be part of community. I like to do the facilitation, and I like how people can develop together and learn as well, coaching other people and acquiring new skills and having this community. So I think I've jumped a few slides there, but let's see. Okay, oh yeah, I'll have a bit more about me. Don't know what's happened to, hang on, I've lost my thing. Yeah, so group coaching, it's more about, well, learning together and being in a space together, sharing and learning and growing together. So that's what group coaching is compared to one-to-one coaching. And I've lost a slide, so that's interesting. So never mind. I was going to go more about my journey as a coach, but as most of you know me, and then yeah, so you will know that I've done lots of training and I've done lots of coaching. I think I'm over 800 hours of coaching, so I'm quite a busy bee in the coaching world. So what we're going to do, you're going to go into breakout rooms now, and you'll have time to actually learn to, first of all, present yourself, talk about yourself, and the other person will listen, and then you do it in turns. So one will just take some notes about what the other person is sharing. and then it will be your turn to share your thoughts. So you will need a pen and paper to write some thoughts, and then when you all come back, we'll do some sharing all together. So within 10 minutes, you want to describe yourself. Try to say who you are in a sentence. What's your definition of authenticity? And then what would you expect from being part of a group, like a group coaching program where authenticity is the main theme? So I will stop sharing. Have you got the idea? So speak about yourself in one sentence, seeing how you describe yourself, your definition of authenticity, and what you expect to get out of the group. And then when you come back, I'd like you to tell me what the other person has told you. So you're not going to reflect back on what you said, but what you got from the other person. Are we clear on the exercise? Yeah. So you can ask me, so I stop the share and I'm going to create breakout rooms. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So I might do, I'll go with somebody actually, that'd be quite fun. So I'll go with somebody. And we want 3. So you're going to be in pairs, okay? And we've got 10 minutes. We'll need to just go grab, go, Jane, go. And it will be 10 minutes. You will see something like a mention of a countdown coming on. You just ignore it and then you will be invited back in the room. Yeah? Okay, are you ready?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I don't know where the other 2 have gone. They're not back in the room. Where have they gone? Where are they not coming back?
There was still a few seconds left.
Oh yeah, there's 80 seconds. Okay, yeah. Oops. Oh, they're coming back. Hi everybody. So I think it would be nice to have some sharing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a white board where you can start jotting down some ideas. So who wants to present whom? Amandine, do you want to speak about, yeah?
We're connected. Okay. So Claire, I was partnering with Claire. So Claire is a coach, mom, wife. She's also a baker, and she also works part-time. For her, authenticity is to be in line with herself, her own values, in line with her gut feelings, her intuitions, her own identity. And she sees it as a line, like a connection between the mind, the body, and the heart, and seeing it as a very clear path.
Yep.
And then in terms of expectation, she expects a lot of openness in the group, like all the ideas are welcome, and also being challenged to ensuring that what she says is coherent and, by mirroring, having an idea of whether, the alignment is there in a way.
So, okay, so being questioned a bit, is that?
Yeah, kind of, yeah, having feedback from others, like mirroring of what she says, to maybe highlight if there are things that are not coherent between various ideas, like she said, to, you know, heart, mind, thought, if anything goes in conflict with maybe the values she's describes and so on.
Okay.
I hope I did it justice, Claire.
Claire, do you want to
Yeah.
have a go?
Okay, so Amandine, she's a corporate leader who discovered a passion for life coaching, and she's also a HSP person, so high sensitive person. Is that high sensitive person, which is something that is very important, that makes who she is. It's part of her identity. In terms of authenticity, for her, authenticity means being able to show your true self, to have a sense of fairness when it comes to help others as well. It's also not to ignore who is she. So also taking into account all her needs, her wants, her beliefs, just finding a balance.
Wow, it's gone. Okay. All right.
And in terms of expectation, it would be along for her, for Amandine, it's to have a space where she can reflect and also dig deeper around the topic of authenticity.
So space to reflect and dig deeper.
Deeper, yeah.
Dig. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with my color scheme. It's not working. I was going to shoot orange on one side and blue on the other side, but anyway, it's colorful. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I'll go next if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I was working with Anne. We did have a little bit of technical difficulty and the sound wasn't great, so sometimes it was a bit difficult to make out what Anne was saying. So the first question, who is she? She said she is somebody who is seeking a change of direction, looking for a new direction in life. She told me that she'd belonged to another, that she'd joined a previous authenticity group and she'd found it really helpful. And she found real value in the group of people all sharing their experiences and perceptions and being able to advise each other and share learning.
So with the question about
Authenticity.
Yeah.
What does that mean to her?
Yeah.
She said she interpreted that as being, I think she told me, as being open and honest and not hiding behind the things that you say, not, you know, showing your true self and not hiding behind anything.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of what she wanted to get out of the group, I think that was
what you already said, which was
just benefiting, learning from others.
And I completely forgot to present Anne, who indeed was in the previous cohort and the cohort before, so a real aficionado. I don't know how you say in English. So Anne has been with us for a long time, so thank you, Anne, for turning up, because I thought it would be quite nice for you guys to meet somebody. And Anne is enrolled to the next cohort, so she's going to be with us for the next group starting in January. So I thought it would be quite nice for her to be here in case you want to find out from herself, being a participant, what she got out from previous sessions. and previous cohort. Anne, do you want to introduce us to Jane?
Yes, hello. Sorry about my technical difficulties. And so Jane agreed sort of that we are at a similar point in life where she's also seeking to change direction. And for her, authenticity was to sort of living authentic is in accordance to have values and beliefs and thoughts all in line, so all line up and so make one in this sense. For her, what she would like to get out of the group is to have that courage to, do these changes and for the plans that she has sort of in mind to realize them. So I think for her, sort of by sharing and also hearing from others, to kind of pluck up this courage to make those changes and approach these things that she has already planned.
Thank you, thank you. Francesco.
So, Carol is an easygoing person who always tries to inspire people and that likes to live according to her values. For her, authenticity is basically the thing that if you know your values, you know it's easier to live, and also you know where your life basically will bring you, more or less. Provided that you keep your values as flexible as possible. What she wants to achieve from these meetings, as the one who organizes it, is that she first of all, she would like to meet new people and see they are growing, and trying to share the values, her values with them, and their values with everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with this coloring. It's quite funny. So let me introduce to you Francesco. Francesco is also very easygoing, and he's got very, very strong value. And what did you say? Don't easy move away from them. So it's so strong. We put strong values, right? Okay, and that's what leads your life as well, right? To being true to yourself. Yeah, that was your answer. And yeah, knowing when something is right or wrong. Right from wrong. Yeah, and having this internal compass. Yeah, was that a true reflection?
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know why I'm bothering with this color thing, because it's not working. Oops. So, and for Francesco is expecting to see multi-points of view, and see what people think, yeah, get their perception. Is there anything else you would like to add, what we've written around authenticity and what you'd like to get from this group? Anything that comes to your mind that we can add to this? All happy? Okay. I'll stop sharing this screen for the moment being, yeah. And so I will carry on. Now we have a bit of more idea of what authenticity is. And as you can see, it comes up quite naturally as when we want to do something with our life, the word authenticity comes into play. What I'd like to do is, if Anne, you're happy to share when you previously spoke into the space, do you want to share your challenge that you had around values, authenticity?
Yeah, so for me, I think the challenge with the group that we held earlier in the year, I just have to sort of focus my mind, was to so I think similar. I think that the question hasn't really changed. It was basically trying to find a way to make changes to my life and actually becoming more authentic. And it was mainly in connection, my question, to the work experience and my job. And what really helped in the group sense was that I realized that the other participants had also not the same, but maybe sort of similar lying questions. And I've also discovered questions I probably hadn't actually asked myself, but rang very true to me. So the benefit of taking part in the group rather than a one-to-one session was really discovering more about myself and really broadening my question set to myself by listening to other people and what they presented in the group. And it felt like a very safe and honest space where you could just actually, in this instance, just be yourself and be accepted and find a lot of support and good feedback in the group. Not without challenge, but just in a very positive way. And that's what really made it so fantastic to take part.
Okay, thank you. And with Francesco, when we're talking about the theme of authenticity, was about his frustration about people saying yes when they should be saying no. And I was thinking, Francesco, is really funny because we had a whole session where Marine, who took part last time, it was all about how to say no more and saying, could be more authentic than actually saying yes, which feels a bit weird, but actually being authentic sometimes is about that as well. Is there any challenges that you already think, I would like to explore that in the coaching space around the theme? So Jane, you said about the direction you want to take, which would be you being more authentic. Is that what it means for you?
Yes, I think so. And I mean, what Anne said really resonated with me as well. I think that the two of us are at a very similar point in our lives. And I mean, I don't want to generalize too much, but I think there is a commonality among women of a certain age, or especially if you happen to have children and they've left home and you're starting a new phase of your life, the whole empty nest syndrome thing, or the menopause, your life can shift quite dramatically. And yeah, I think it's the difference between sort of taking a leap into the dark and doing all these sort of plans and carrying out or realizing these dreams that you might have, or clinging on to something which is quite familiar and safer, and that's it's good enough, it's just a bit mundane and mediocre. And do you sort of cling to that because it's perfectly good enough, or do you leap into the dark and do something which could be fabulous?
Wow, thank you for sharing, Jane. Claire, Amandine, do you have already a sense of what you would like to look into if you were going to join the authenticity group? Amandine?
Yeah. I think it would be around what we've been working on since September, and I find it sometimes, or the more you think, and it gets blurry, so then you need to keep going back to it. Is as I'm starting a coaching journey, it's being really realize what's important to me and how am I gonna make this shift in my life a good shift and not go back into old habits, just doing a different job in a way. So I think is really getting to know myself and being courageous to behave as the true me, not just revert to the default mode. So that would be
so a bit like Jane, actually, yeah, being courageous, yeah. What about you, Claire?
I think for me, it's also around courage, but I really like what Jane said, and resonate. I like to say it resonate a lot with me, because I'm at this stage of life as well, or kind of transitioning for lots of, as a, you know, mom with grown-up children and everything, but it's if I would focus, the authenticity is more around keeping myself in line with what I want to achieve for the next year, without losing joy and without losing interest, or without falling into that routine that you kind of, yeah, I've done it, I need to move on to something. So try to really stay true to what why I have done that, my journey towards the coaching journey, but also keeping time for myself and for other things I do like. And it's to find that, for me, it's all around balance as well. There is an element of balance. Yeah. So how can I be authentic by doing all of that? That's my question.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about you, Francesco? You mentioned frustration before. Was there anything else you were thinking?
No, I think that all the points that were done before, they are really good, and they also, you know, they echo basically what I was looking for. But yeah, besides trying to focus on my way of achieving authenticity, I would also like to focus on the way why people, let's say, why other people sometimes they cannot relate, I would say, at least with me, in being fully authentic, you know, and how to be more easygoing when I do not perceive authenticity in my interlocutor.
With other people. Okay. So it's, yeah, how authenticity is showing up as well for, yeah, in others, right?
Mm-hmm.
So authenticity seems to be a very important value of yours, Francesco.
It does.
Okay, so thank you for all your sharing. I'm conscious of time, so are you all okay if we go a bit over the 7:30? Is that fine, or you're in a rush? Okay, we'll try to be quick then. Okay, so I'll share again my screen, and then I will zoom through the presentation so you don't get too much. So we've done the sharing. I've told you a bit about group coaching. So let me present to you the program, how it will take place. So so typically we have 6 sessions, which means each of you will have be the focus of 6 people that be participating. The last 90 minutes. I will tell you more details each sessions, but it's a very intimate group, so I will not want to have more than 6 participants. I think for me, a good number, we don't want to go under 4, because you want that dynamic of a group work. If it ends up only 2 people, I don't think there's very enough juice there. So I'm aiming to have a good number there. So then the methodology that I use in these sessions are called action learning sets. So today I'm not going to go too much in depth of how we do it, but once you're in the program, I explain to you the methodology very clearly so you know how it works. So basically, someone comes up with a challenge and we all coach each other. We will speak to that person, hear what they have to say, and help them grow and find their own solutions. So along the way, you learn these coaching techniques, which is really essential, and listening skills. So, and also, as you hear the sharing, and you've already seen, there's so many ways where we all facing the same challenges, right? We all learn from each other. So that's the beauty. Also, within the coaching program, I create on Teams a support group. So if you join, we share resources, and we're together during the whole time. So it starts in January and finishes in May, and all that time you have the support from others. After each session, I'll send you a feedback form, which is there where you can gather ideas. And because we're co-creating the space, we can always tell me, oh, this was not too good, I didn't like X, Y, Z, and we keep modeling this together. And what we do as well, so we share resources outside of the space, and we create this accountability with each other. And some people might decide to buddy up with just one person, but because we were all together, it's an ongoing journey all together, which is what I really like the group coaching. And what we do is in each session, you will see that we check in and see how we're going and how it was since the last session. So what worked, what did you try, how did you change a few things, and then you share to the group. Each time also we agree on how we're going to work together, because as I say, it's a shared space. And then we can decide who's in the hot seats and which specific question they have. So it means in between sessions, you want to prepare for the next one. You want to know, oh, this is something I really, really would like to talk about this time. And then together we decide, okay, who's going to be in the hot seat today? So you all have a go, which is really, really good. And sometimes if the challenge is not so big, we can have two people, but the idea is really one person will be at the time the center of our attention. So again, we use the action learning set. We can tweak it a bit, but I'm not going to go into too much details, but we can do it differently from time to time, but this is me loving to be a bit flexible. But there is a structure to how we are coaching somebody, and so it's clear on the onset who does what and how we do it. And this is where my role comes into play, like holding the space, making sure it works for everybody. So as I said, one person in the hot seat, and then at the end we wrap up. So each person will explain what did they learn about themselves during the session. So although you might not be in the hot seat, you will still learn something about yourself, and you might take an action you want to try out. So an action doesn't have to be something you do. It could be a reflection, being, or a different way of approaching a situation. And then each session, as I said, you'll have a feedback form to fill in, so we can keep, you have a copy of that, so you can keep a log of all your learning and your actions in between each session. I'd like to pause here and ask you, how do we ensure a successful program? So all together, let's say you all join, how can we ensure that the program is successful? And when I say program, it's not just the session, it's the whole of the 6 sessions and this time together as a group. Who's got an idea?
If you take
I think be fully engaged. Sorry.
It's the same, Amandine. I mean, we say the same thing. Yes.
What does it mean to be engaged?
To be present, to contribute, to really be open and willing to share.
Okay, thank you. And that's during the session. And what about the whole program? Francesco, did you have something you wanted to add?
No, we basically said we meant the same thing. I just used commitment instead of engagement. But yeah, so it's a commitment, right? So you try to show every time there's a session, and you try to contribute as much as possible to the session, both actively and passively.
So Anne, as you're going to be part of us and you were in the last program, what made it successful for you?
Sorry, internet.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things to sort out, is my internet connection. What made it really successful is that we, between the sessions, interacted and shared further thoughts and reported back as well, actually what we learned from our action learning sets. And it was on Teams, but it was still creating quite a secure and safe environment. So it didn't feel like you were just exposing yourself. It felt really encouraging, and it was really good to see how, you know, all the participants shared things they had just learned or come across. It was videos or books or articles or just thoughts on there. So it wasn't just the sessions, it was ongoing, and that made it really worthwhile as well.
Thank you, Anne. So let me show you what I've put on there. So clear expectation, that's really important, that we know what is expected of each other. And so I can't speak now. Identification of all the themes that we want to explore around authenticity. So as you can see, there's loads coming up when we mention authenticity. So every time we will agree on the rules, how we want to be. So it's a very open space, and anybody it's not just me leading the thing, is all together. We decide how we're going to be in the space. And again, yeah, we clear understanding and expectations. So there's no gray area. There's still flexibility. So there's structure, but flexibility in there, because we want this to be a open space. And you mentioned full engagement. I think you nailed it there straight away. It's like, how can I be prepared? How can I attend, make contribution, be fully present, not distracted during the sessions, and outside of the sessions, how can I carry on this support and reach out for accountability? So it's very inclusive. It's a whole package, right? And how we need to show up. And it's really nice because we learn as well how to be open and non-judgmental, which outside of the space, we want to create psychological safety among ourselves. So everything goes, we can speak freely, obviously with respect, but be curious rather than critical about things, and show compassion for ourselves as we are on the journey, and how to be authentic as well in the space. Anything else you'd like to add, you think can make it successful? Or do you think I've covered it all up? It's all covered there. Okay. Oh, my role. Yes. Okay. So I'm a facilitator, I'm a coach, but my role is to hold this container and make sure we are all happy. And this is why I ask you for feedback as well, because I'm also on the learning journey, and I always want to keep pushing the boundaries and make sure like I'm doing a good job. So that's my role. Yeah, so I'll be the timekeeper, helping you decide who goes on the hot seat, like being the logistics behind the scene, but really holding the space. So it's not just me coaching, it's all of us coaching each other, which is beautiful. Okay, so here's the nitty-gritty. You have the dates here of each session. So there's 6 sessions. For me, what's important is, like, you, as Francesco said, it's a commitment. So if you enroll on the program, you're like, yes, I'm going to attend. If you feel you can't stick to this time, you say, okay, well, maybe you want to do it further down the line, another time of the year. Maybe this is too soon for you, but we can discuss that. So to be part of the community, it's normally £300. If you pay before the end of this week, is £270, so you get a reduction. And also sometimes you want to go deeper, you might want some one-to-one sessions, and that's also the idea is to give you a reduction, and you pay only £90 a session as you're part of this group. which is a very good offering, which is the half price thing. So as I say, you inclusive this 90-minute session and the ongoing support and forum on Teams. So what I'll do today is there's this discount called Authenticity 22. If you decide, actually, I just want one-to-one, or but otherwise, the package, as I said, is there, and I will give you a registration form for you to enroll. So just to recap, in the program, you've got the 6 sessions, which are 90 minutes. You've got the ongoing support on Teams, where we share resources, articles, thoughts, and the possibility to have one-to-one sessions. So now I stop the share and see what the time is like. We've got 2 minutes. Do you have any questions before making any sort of decision, or will help you to decide or not if you want to join the group?
Yeah, would it be possible to have all of this information?
Yeah, I will send you a PDF.
Okay.
Yep, I will do the PDF. I'll send you the PDF. Yeah.
No, thank you.
And what I'm going to do now is also share with you the form to enroll. So I'll send it to you now. Any other questions?
Just a quick question. I mean, you said that, you know, the group sort of shares extra stuff, videos, resources, articles through Teams.
Yeah.
Where does most of that stuff come from? Is it just anything that people know about that is relevant to someone's particular sort of quest or challenge? Or
Yeah, for example, it could be a book, it could be a podcast that somebody heard about, it could be me sharing an exercise around values or something. But yeah, I mean, usually it comes from the internet, so it's not being, I'm not vetoing it or, you know, going like, no. This can be in the thing. Oh, Amandine entered the waiting room. I'm so confused. Oh, Amandine, did we lose you?
no, she was just reconnecting to audio, I think.
Okay, Amandine, are you back?
Yeah, I don't know. Everything froze,
And
then I was kicked out.
Oh, sorry. So we were asking if there's any questions. The big thing I forgot to say, which is massive, is that this is all confidential. So what's in this space, shared in the space, we will never mention it to the outside space. That's rule number 1, which we'll agree on the first session. But anything we share here stays here. Obviously today we've recorded it, so we've all agreed that, but not otherwise it will never be recorded, so it will stay within within the program. Yeah, so we will make this agreement that we will not share outside of this space, which is the biggest thing I forgot to mention. So right at the end. And so I will put down now the form for you to fill in, and for me it's also a way to get feedback from you guys about this session as well. So I'd be really looking forward to hearing your thoughts. So thank you for taking part. Any final thoughts? And Anna has also said in the chat that she'll be happy to be contacted if you have any questions about the program. So Anna, I don't know if you want to leave your email maybe? So I realize the time is up. Just to say that obviously I'm only thank you, and I'm only looking for 5 people. So as soon as the 5 people have enrolled, that's it. Then we will close the door for this cohort, and then obviously, as you've seen, I've run it for the past 2 years, so there will be more. But the idea is to start in January nice and fresh. And it will be every 3 weeks. The idea of every 3 weeks is so that you've got time to learn and to explore new ways, so they're not too close apart, so you have time to experience and then to share in between sessions. Are you happy for us to stop there?
Yeah, thank you. It was great.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Thank you
showing
very
up.
much.
Thank you, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and be looking forward to see your thoughts. And have you all clicked on the form I sent you? Have you all got that? Yeah, and I will send you the PDF right away as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely
Thanks,
evening.
Carol.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Carol.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.